Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco number 7281 613. This is a fOCAL large, 1 3/4 diameter, dark oxidized oil rub satin bronze doorstop is what it is. So this is a large piece of equipment. And we don't sell them often, and when we sell them, we generally don't sell them in dark bronze. But here's what it looks like in a 613 finish. So I'm holding it up because this is just a sleeve. Okay, it covers up and finishes the installation or the unit itself. Okay, and what this is comprised of is obviously that sleeve, this very large bolt, which I believe is 5/8. We'll take a closer look at that. We're going to, of course, have the no doubt. We're going to have, of course, our well, it will completely disassemble, so let's just do that now. I can show you all of the constituent parts. Installation of this will require a spanner wrench. So working our way up, we've got the double-ended lag-style expansion anchor. Okay, 5/8 drill. Okay, so it's a 5/16 bolt with a 5/8 drill bit is what you're going to do. Then you've got this bronze spacer that'll fit on top of here. Then as we work our way up, we have that washer or disc that the sleeve will rest into. Okay, then above that is going to be the rubber bumper itself with the bronze bushing, and then of course the bronze disc with the 5/16 18 bolt coming out of it, and all that goes together. So let's take some dimensional properties and we'll put it back together as we go up. This video will serve as visual evidence, dimensional evidence of the item, then we'll talk about the supporting documentation. The outside diameter is about 1 3/16. Okay. Then the thickness of that decorative disc, it's about 3/8. That hole that you see there is for a spanner wrench. You will need to insert, if you were to search the term spanner wrench, you'll find a curved surface with a small nub in it and then a handle coming off where you can put the nub in there and then you can turn that. And the curvature of the spanner wrench is meant to mimic the curvature of this unit. And that's how you would install this, on and off. The diameter of the rubber bumper, about 2 5/16. Its thickness about 3/8. Our washer, about 1 13/16. Our sleeve, about 1 3/4, and its height is about 1.5 inches. Then you'll have your spacer, about 1 3/4. Then, of course, our anchor, about 1 5/8 or so. Okay. There you go. So that bolt is buried down there. As you drill that 5/8 hole, you're certainly going to need to drill it. And having oil rubbed on my hand is certainly to be expected. From the bottom of the bolt, from the bottom of the washer, if I'm holding it upside down, looks like it's about 1 13/16. Okay, so you're going to need to drill that hole about 2 inches deep, and then you're going to insert all of that down into the hole, and then with your spanner wrench, you're going to tighten, and that's how that installation is going to occur. If you don't have adequate material to install that to, you'll obviously need to provide that. This is quite clearly for a masonry style installation. This is going to include the installation instructions, and I would imagine that they are one of the supporting documents down below. So that's included. Let's take a look at the extended description of this item along with its supporting documents and make sure that we have all of our bases covered. Now this is indeed the item that we're looking at here, and we have our extended description information. And the extended description tells us that we're dealing with a fOCAL series. fOCAL is a subcategory of decorative hardware that Trimco has in their offering in their full line catalog, which we'll take a peek at in a moment. Designed with an architect's eye to deliver distinction to any project, visual appeal, etc. You can read about the hallmarks and the other important marketing aspects of the fOCAL line. This is the dark bronze version, the oil rubbed bronze version, and the Trimco 7281 is indeed available in different finishes, and those would be $499, which is a polished brass without lacquer. Polished brass with lacquer is $605. $606 is satin brass. $609 is antique brass. $610 is blackened satin brass. Not antique, but it's going to be darker than that. $611 is a beautiful finish that you don't see often at all, polished bronze. I love that one. $612 is satin bronze. $613 is oil rubbed. $616 is blackened satin bronze. $619 is satin nickel. $620 is antique nickel. $622 is black, and that's probably going to be powder coated. $625 is polished chrome. $626 is satin chrome. The last two are both stainless steel base material. $629 is polished. $630 is satin brushed stainless steel. Lots of finishes. The dimensions we've gone over with a double anchor and a machine screw. If you're doing a wood floor prep, yeah, we're going to need a different anchor. And I'm thinking you could just simply come up with a hanger bolt. The term would be hanger bolt. That's probably how Trimco would do it, with a hanger bolt. A hanger bolt is part machine thread and part wood thread. So if you do a 5/16 hanger bolt, that is going to be the length necessary, and the top of the unit to the underside of the collar is about 2 3/8. So if your hanger bolt was going to be, it's going to be whatever your flooring will tolerate. If you can only get a 3/4 inch bolt in there, I probably would not exceed a 3-inch long hanger bolt. But you'll be able to thread that into the bottom of the base, and then of course into the wood floor, or whatever that is. That's probably what they would end up doing. That's how I would do it. Now, supporting documentation, let's take a look. And let's click through them. So, product brochure, template, and product maintenance. Let's click on product brochure first. This is going to be an overview, obviously, of the fOCAL series. A little bit about the designer. I've done some fOCAL material, and a variety of their designs are listed here. Other door stops, door pulls. And I don't see the 72. Yeah, here it is. 7281. So they basically make the smaller version of this as well, which is the 7280. Machine screw and anchor standard. Okay. So let's go on to the next document, which is the template. And that is the installation instruction that comes with the document. Now, as we study that document, we're going to see the installation instructions tell us to drill a 5/8 hole 2 3/4 deep. Yeah, I would say that you would not. I know I gave a dimension earlier. I would say that you don't need quite that deep. 2 1/2 would be adequate. Oh, forgive me. Yeah, 2 1/4 deep, because we are dealing with the 7281. There we go. That makes sense. 2 1/4 inch deep. Install floor stop into hole, making sure that the threaded side of the expansion anchor is near the bottom of the hole, as they've been shown. And they go on to apply letters to each of the parts that we've gone over, but don't define them in the sense of giving their dimensional properties for each piece. But as we scroll down, we do bump into it, so it's right here at the bottom. Okay, being mindful that they're showing the 7280. Now after that, we're going to get to the product maintenance, and that's just a generic document that Trimco issues with all of their items. And it talks about how to maintain brass and bronze and things of that nature. Best practices when it comes to finish maintenance, and that's very important when it comes to getting the best long-term out of your investment in very high-quality commercial hardware. 10B is listed right here. You might want to review that. Then there's that link to the manufacturer's page, as I mentioned here, and as we click on that, we'll be able to look at not only all of the Trimco products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to that product catalog. And from there, you'll be able to review, again, all things Trimco, a variety of ever-evolving products from this manufacturer. They are a very high-quality manufacturer that really specializes in a feeling or a sense of handcrafted products. I take material out of their packaging, and this stop is no exception. And it literally feels like it went from the person's workspace who was putting the oil-rubbed process over it into the packaging, then to my hands. So this catalog will allow you to review all things hardware from Trimco. Now, Trimco as a manufacturer, for me, I think of them as a very high-quality trim and auxiliary hardware manufacturer. They are a manufacturer. They don't stock many things, although they do some, but their specialty really is very exceptionally high-quality fit and finish, unique solutions that in many cases only they have, and as a manufacturer, their material is generally made to order. So while you might run into a situation of them not having something on hand available ready to ship immediately, I can tell you that their material is certainly always well worth the wait, but please do plan in advance. Let's finish up this video on camera. Now, I'm hoping that it certainly comes through that I'm partial to Trimco, and it's because I am. I really am a firm believer in the very high-quality nature of their product line. Every time I get a product, I'm always very pleased with just how good it looks, is the bottom line. The initial reaction that you have to the quality of the finish. I've received solid brass, polished brass push bars from them in the past, and they literally still smell of the polish that was used during the manufacturing process. If you're not familiar with Trimco, and many people aren't because they've always been a West Coast company, so if you're from the East Coast, they may not be the first name that you think of when it comes to trim and auxiliary hardware, but I would certainly encourage you to review their product line. Incredibly high quality. They are not going to compete when you're looking for the least expensive option. That's to be sure. But if you are looking for the best quality option, they need to be in your top 2 options, in my opinion. Any questions on the 7281 fOCAL style oil rub bronze stop or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.